What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim, back with another video, and I'm really excited about making today's video because it's a video topic that so many people have requested I talk about. Ever since I started doing content about like living your dreams and quitting your job and escaping the rat race, people have been saying, Tim, that sounds great. I would love to be able to do that. I would love to walk in tomorrow, put in my 1 hour notice, quit my job, go home, start living free. However, I got bills to pay. I still got a family I gotta feed. You know, I got the car note, I got the mortgage. I got all this other stuff going on. I still need money. So can you please tell me like how I can survive after quitting my job? You just saying quit your job is cool, but how am I supposed to live and survive after I do that? So I finally have got off my butt, did a little research, and I've come up with a list of 12 things you can do while you're still at your job and then also after you quit your job that'll help you survive, pay the bills. And we're going old school this time, folks. I got the list right here on my phone. We're just gonna walk, we're gonna talk out here in Florida on a friend of mine's property. We're just gonna walk around. Hopefully we don't get lost in all this acreage out here. But let's get started. Number one is one that you can start doing before you leave your job, and I'm already going to tell you, you're not going to like this one, folks. Nobody likes doing this, and that's saving money. And I'm not talking about your regular, saving regimen. A lot of people don't even have one of those. But if you have one, if you know you're going to quit your job, when you identify, I got to quit this job before I kill somebody up here, it's time to double down on the saving money. If you are normally putting in $100 a month in savings or whatever it is, you might want to triple that. You might want to quadruple that. And this might mean some sacrifice, folks, but it's worth it. It might mean cutting out some eating out. It might mean getting rid of some subscription boxes or some of your streaming services. It might mean getting rid of one of those cars, but you got to do whatever you can do to start saving money, because that having a saving safety net is crucial, is key, and it makes it so much easier to quit and breathe easy. If you've got like a month or two worth of bills already saved up, you're not too worried about finding another opportunity to make money because you know you got 30, 60 days. So saving money is crucial, is critical. Start saving money, like really doubling down, putting money in the bank. Now, number two is one that some people might think it seems kind of weird to have on this list because we're talking about quitting jobs. But number two is part-time job. Hang on, folks, bear with me. Number two is part-time job, okay? And as someone who's worked part-time before, but most of my life worked full-time, I can tell you that when you're used to working full-time, a part-time job seems like nothing. When you're used to working 40, 50 hours a week, when you only have to go in on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday and like work 5 hours, when you only have to work 20 hours a week, it don't even feel like work. You could get 2 part-time jobs and work the same amount of hours, and it will not stress you out near as much as one full-time job. So once again, this is something you can do if you know you're gonna quit. You can go get you just a little rinky-dink part-time job somewhere, and then when you do quit your full-time job, you have that job. And if you want, you can just keep that part-time job, or you can get another part-time job if you want. Have 2 part-time jobs. Or you can just keep that one part-time job and spend the rest of your time getting a side hustle going, or figuring out what you want to do, doing one of the other things we have on our list. We're living in the Great Resignation, so there are a billion, if not a trillion, part-time jobs out there. You can pretty much walk in any business in your area and say, hey, I want to work 25 hours this week. Can you put me to work? And they will say, yes, put an apron on, get in the back, start doing whatever, okay? So part-time job, I think, is a really good one. Now, let's move on to number 3. This is another one a lot of people don't like. A lot of people disagree with me with this one, but that's because they're stuck back in, 1997. Temp agencies. And I'm going to say temp agency apps. Okay, a lot of temp agencies have gone, digital. You download apps on your phone. Okay, you have to go in there like one time maybe just to turn in like your paperwork, and maybe they want to get a look at you to make sure you're not a psychopath. Make sure you don't have like hate tattoos all over your face. But after that, you don't even have to see them ever again. Everything's on all the jobs are on your phone. You don't have to take large blocks of work. You can just take shifts. You can take a 5-hour shift, an 8-hour shift. You work when you want. If you don't want to work, you don't have to work. I think the temp agency app I went through in Bozeman, Montana, you had to work once every 3 months just to stay active. So there were some weeks I worked lots of hours. There was other weeks I worked no hours. There were some weeks I worked 2 shifts, you know? And so I really think that temp agency apps are the way to go. You're not quitting a job because you want to be lazy. You're quitting a job because you can't stand it and we want more freedom. So temp agencies allow you to work for someone else, but you really just decide when you want to work. And I think they're great. I've worked for several of them. I highly recommend it. Let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is one that if you follow my channel, let's see which way we want to walk. Let's go this way. Number 4 is one that if you follow my channel, you know I'm going to talk about it because I'm one of the biggest cheerleaders for this type of job, and that is gig jobs. When it comes to freedom and picking your own schedule, there are few types of jobs out there, period, that can stack up to gig jobs. And actually with a gig job, you're not working for someone else, you're like an independent contractor. But when it comes to really picking your schedule and working when you want, gig jobs can't be beat. Gig jobs have been around for a while, and I'm talking about gig job apps like Uber, Uber Eats, Lyft, Roadie, Shipped. There's a ton out there, and there's a ton more being created, you know, every month. And that's because I think we're finally at the point where like gig jobs have been around for a while, but they're like widely accepted now. And we're used to the fact that like, if I don't want to do something, there's typically an app where I can pay someone to do it for me. We're getting lazy, folks, which is good for me and you if we want to be giggers, okay? If we want to work a gig job, but we're getting lazy. If I don't want to go out in the snow and get some food, I know I can get groceries delivered through Instacart, or I can get DoorDash to drop me off some food, Uber Eats to drop me off some food, right? We're getting lazy. And that is a good thing on some levels of society. But I mean, they're super easy to get. You just download the app. It takes a few days. Sometimes they have to send you a card in the mail. Sometimes it's all on your phone. But literally within a week, you can start making like good money. I think my second week on Instacart, I made almost like $300, and that was just working like after work. Super easy, super easy. There's no excuse why you can't have, if you want to, 2 or 3 of those apps running and be making the same, if not more money than you were making at your old job. I know people who make $1,000 a week on DoorDash or Instacart or some of the other ones. $1,000 a week. That's good money. That's good money. So gig jobs, I think, are great now, and they're only going to get better in the future. You're seeing more of these gig companies offering benefits and lots of other things. I think this is where the world is heading. I think the day is going to come where a large portion of society works doing gigs on their phone. All right, that's number 4. Let's move on to number 5. Number 5 is one you can do before you quit your job and also afterwards. But most of us, especially in countries like America, Western society, we have a lot of crap laying around the house. We have a lot of crap. Let me put the emphasis on the right word. We have a lot of crap hanging around the house, right? Sell some of that crap. Like for real. That's the whole tip. Sell some of that crap. And you might not think you got a lot of money sitting around the house, but trust me, you do. Trust me, you do. And I think now's the time to do it while the economy's still decent. Downsize, sell a bunch of crap around the house. You might be able to get like a month's worth of bills just with the crap you got sitting around the house. Trust me. Start looking. After you finish watching this video, start looking around. The garage is full of crap. You got that closet with all that junk in it that you don't even know. If you got a storage unit, you definitely got a ton of crap to throw away. If you got a storage unit, tonight, go up in there and pull out stuff. It's never been easier to sell your stuff. Yard sales are back. Well, it's wintertime filming this video, but yard sales will be back this spring. You can do it old school. You can do a yard sale, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, so many different ways, so many different apps to sell stuff. There isn't. Craigslist is still a thing. There is no reason why you can't sell all that useless, unnecessary crap in your house. And here, like I said, folks, it's about freedom. We're doing this for the freedom. We're doing this so we can live the life we want to live. Getting rid of all that excess crap will help you get freer. Trust me, I feel so free now that pretty much all I have is like a car and 2 suitcases and a backpack worth of stuff. That's all I got. I feel so free to not have like a whole house full of stuff just taking up space. Most of it you don't use, okay? So downsize that stuff, sell it. That is a great way to get some money. Number 6, another one I love to talk about, and this is one I've definitely done. Most of these I've done on some level, but this is one I've really done. Social media influencer. Social media influencer, content creator. I will never stop saying until the day it goes away, which I don't see it going away, but I'll never stop saying like how, not only like how much money you can make, and I'm still learning this, but also like the influence you get. There's never been a time where the ordinary woman or man could just turn on a camera, download a platform or get on a platform like YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and within a year or two, not only be making money, but also be someone who's an expert in a field who companies are reaching out to because of their influence. You know how powerful you feel when a company reaches out and wants to use some of your content or have you create some content for them? You really feel powerful when they send that check. But the cost of entry is so low. It's zero. You don't need fancy equipment. Most of us already have a phone. Whatever device you're watching this video on, you can use that same device to become a social media influencer, start making money. And you can start doing that before you quit your job. There are lots of people who that's all they do is make content for the internet. Currently, the way I pay the bills is making content for the internet. Out here living the hotel Airbnb life, doing a bit of traveling, and currently my internet earnings, most of which is YouTube, is paying for all that. So I can definitely say, folks, it takes some time, it takes some work. It's not for everybody, but if you like being on camera and you like to talk and you got something to say, this social media influencer life is amazing. It is amazing. Let me get up out of this dirt pit here before we move on to where we at? We're on number 7. Number 7 is an oldie but goodie. It still works, and that is retail arbitrage. That's a fancy word for saying you go to places like Ross, TJ Maxx, Dollar Tree. You go to stores, right? You go to stores and you buy stuff and you go home and put it on the internet and sell it for more. Basically reselling, but retail arbitrage sounds fancier. You go to stores, you go to Walmart, you go to the clearance aisle, you buy up, and since you have your phone with you, it's so easy now, folks. You can look up how much you can sell the stuff for right in the store. Take an afternoon, go to Ross, go to whatever store, and I recommend reselling stuff you're familiar with, okay? So go to whatever store that you go to anyway, and you buy stuff. Go in there with your phone, look at the stuff that you think is a good deal, look up on, Amazon or eBay, wherever you're going to sell it, see how much it's selling for, the stuff that there's a good profit to be made, buy it and resell it. Now, of course, there's a learning curve. Where are we going? Let's go back over here. Let's go mess with the goats. Of course, there's a learning curve. Every sale is not going to be successful, but if you work at it long enough, you can get good at it. There's people who make thousands of dollars every month doing it. I've tried this one and I wasn't very good at it. I don't do a lot of shopping. I don't buy a lot of stuff, so I'm not good at this one, but you can use this to make, I know people, literally $1,000 a month, just buying stuff and reselling it. Then all you really have to do is like ship it, list it and ship it. Super easy. All right, moving on. What are we up to now? Number 8. Now this is a new one. And this is one that a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't know about Tim. Had to put it on the list because it is possible. I think it's the future for a lot of people. And that's like trading crypto. Day trading cryptocurrency. I said it, folks. Now, this is one that I'm not gonna say I'm an expert on. I plan on becoming an expert on it. Or getting decent at it. Day trading cryptocurrency. Anyone who follows the channel knows that, I've been saying, there's the goats. They think I'm bringing them food. I'm not bringing you food. I'm filming a video. I got no food. They think I'm bringing them food. They're not getting food from me. Day trading cryptocurrency. There's no regulation on cryptocurrency right now. It's the Wild Wild West. It's the Wild Wild West out there on cryptocurrency. I think there's a lot of money to be made and in large amounts. People are still becoming crypto millionaires, and I'm not that guy who's like, you can make $1 million. But I do think if you get good at it, an hour of research every night on crypto, I think you could be making a decent amount a month until they come through with the regulation and squash all that. But yeah, that's one I wanted to put on there. Day trading like crypto, and then NFTs. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. I'm not going to go too deep into what it is. Just do yourself a favor, Google it, spend 30 minutes of that hour that you were looking up crypto, looking up NFTs. I'm telling you, you'll come back and thank me, because that's going to be the future. There's some money there, and I think that could be a income generating opportunity that could definitely take the place of your job. Moving along, it's getting a little windy out here, folks. I'm gonna try to get in these trees where maybe the wind isn't so bad. Hang on a second. So we went like super modern, super high tech on that last one. On this next one, number 9, we're gonna go back old school. Number 9 is doing odd jobs. Now, this may not be very glamorous, may not be something you want to do, but all of us have like little skills like mowing grass, or like painting, or washing cars, just little old school stuff that we all know how to do because we've done it for ourselves, that we can do for other people. Because like we mentioned earlier, folks getting lazy out here. People don't want to do work, you know? And that leaves an opportunity for someone with some free time now, because you didn't quit your job, to come along and be like, hey, I'll do that for you for money. And I know some people will be like, Tim, I did not quit my high-powered, high-paying job to go out here and mow other people's grass. I, for one, however, would much rather do something unglamorous, like mowing grass on my own terms, than I would do something glamorous on someone else's terms. What's that dog baying about? If I could pay the bills, and I can survive, I'd much rather do that on my own terms. What? I'm hoping he remembers who I am. I don't need that dog coming and start no problems. Anyway, I would much rather do what I want to do on my own terms and have the freedom to decide what I do and when I do it, than I would work on someone else's terms. And there are a lot of people these days, people still got a little money saved up, all that stimulus we've been getting recently. Income tax checks is about to start rolling in a few months. People got money. People got money. So if you want to advertise on social media, word of mouth, you can get real old school, put some flyers up. Just tell people you're doing odd jobs. You can make some money to pay the bills. And this is one that you may not want to do it forever. This may not be what you do, or it could turn into a business. It could turn into a full-time business, but it's definitely a good one to do until you get one of these other opportunities going that you might like a little better, where you don't get as dirty. Moving on. Where are we at? Uh-oh. What did I do? Number 10 is pretty much a no-brainer, so we're not going to spend too much time on it, but we have to mention it, and that's start your own business. Now, I know this is not easy. I know this takes time. We live in a world where people like to throw around the phrase start your own business like it's nothing. I've been guilty of just saying it like it's nothing. It is hard. It takes time, a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of cases, a lot of money. These days, it takes a lot less money, I think, but there's nothing wrong with starting a business today and growing it to where it can pay all your bills for you 3 years from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. You know, and I think if you utilize some of the other things we've mentioned on our list today to make money while you're building your business, then when your business gets to the area, to the place, where it can pay all the bills, then you can cut the other stuff out, or you can do both, make even more money. You know, but there's nothing wrong with starting your own business. I think all of us have things we're passionate about that we can monetize if we want to. Some people don't like to monetize their passions. I do, but I think we all have things that either we're passionate about that we can turn into a business, or that like we're good at, that other people will pay us to do for them. You know, but I definitely say think about it. All right, moving on. We're getting to the end of the list here, folks. Excuse me. Number 11, rent a room or rent your car. I just wanted to put this one on the list because I think it's still some of the out-of-box like thinking. Okay, I was just watching a video earlier this morning about a dude who makes a ton of money doing Airbnbs. And while everybody may not want to go out and lease 10 properties, like this guy, 10, 12 properties, and turn them into Airbnb rentals, A lot of times we might have a spare room. I know a person who actually rents out their actual house, and they just go and like stay with she'll go and like stay with like relatives or someone else, and then rent her house out on Airbnb, and can basically make like the mortgage in a few days of renting out her house as an Airbnb. There's also websites like Turo. You can rent out your car. You got to start thinking outside the box, folks. But there are so many ways, especially with our cell phones and the way technology is, there are so many ways to make money. Who would have thought that you can rent out your spare bedroom and pay, you know, the house note? Or you could rent out your car for a few days, a month, and pay the car note 20 years ago. Who would have thought that? It was crazy to even think about that type of stuff. But you can do that now. So those are a couple options to make some money. I'm not gonna say like it's super easy to get started on Airbnb. It's not as hard as you might think, but that's some options. Rent some stuff out. And there's also other apps and other websites where you can rent out stuff like power tools. You know, you might have something around the house that you can rent out, but look into it. Basically, this tip is about, you know, just broadening your horizon, excuse me, and just like figuring out other ways to make money. Thinking outside the box. Renting out the garage. Can you actually, you can rent out parking spaces. You can. In certain cities, if you have a parking space, you can rent out parking spaces. I'm telling you, people will pay money for almost anything these days, and you probably got a lot of anythings just sitting around. Think about it. Moving on to our final tip. And this is one that, once again, people knew was probably coming. This is the way I was able to like quit working my normal 9-to-5. Get out the rat race, start doing what I love to do, and that was travel. When I was like, I'm done living this type of life, wasn't a bad life, but it wasn't what I wanted. I knew the life I wanted involved lots of travel. And the way I was able to do that was with seasonal work. So basically, seasonal work is when you go and work, usually it's in touristy places. So first job I had was at Yellowstone National Park. So you might be working at a national park. There's cruise ships, there's amusement parks. There's just, you know, any job you can, there's hotels, resorts. Pretty much if you go on vacation somewhere, just think about the jobs that are there to take care of the vacationers. A lot of times companies will hire people to come in just for the summer season or the winter season because they don't have enough local people who want to work there, or in some cases, there's just not enough local people to work there to fill the jobs. Like nobody lives in Yellowstone, so they have to bring people in from all over the country, sometimes all over the world, to take these jobs, to fill all the jobs, because they have thousands of jobs in Yellowstone every summer, a few in the winter, but mainly the summer. So this allowed me, like I said, my first job was in Yellowstone. It allowed me to go to Yellowstone National Park, spend the summer there, see the park, enjoy myself, be away from Florida. And then I just kept doing that. So I've been able to work in Alaska. I've been able to work in Montana, you know, just beautiful Colorado. You know, I was able to go places that I would have wanted to go anyway, but instead of having to pay to go, which obviously I couldn't do without a job. You know, if I don't have a job, I didn't have a ton of money saved up. I was trying to figure out how to pay the bills, let alone do some extra stuff. So seasonal work allowed me to not only be able to pay the bills, but it also allowed me to like travel too. So it was crazy. You know, there are some seasonal jobs that, and most of the national park ones do, they will give you housing. It is dorm style housing. You might have a roommate, full disclosure, but they give you housing and they give you 3 meals a day. So basically all I had to do was show up to my first seasonal job. Not all seasonal jobs are like that. You have to do your research. A lot of them are. So all I had to do was show up, and I had a place to stay, and they pay for my food, which allowed me to save more money, which meant I had to have less money. I didn't really need any money. I needed, you know, what was it, $100 for my Greyhound ticket to get there? Then I was good. So there's a website called coolworks.com. I highly recommend you check out. It's where I get all my seasonal jobs from. I always shout that website out because that website literally changed my life. Literally led me to the life I'm able to live now, which I really enjoy and I'm really happy with. So check out coolworks.com, and yeah, look into seasonal work. Look into seasonal work. If you don't got a lot of money and you're single or you're a couple with no kids and no attachments, you know, that's a good way to be able to like quit your job and immediately start doing something different. Travel different places. They got jobs all over the country. There are seasonal jobs in other countries, but I never really looked into those, but feel free to research that as well. But yeah, check out seasonal work. It is a good way. And the cool thing is it's short term. You know, it's a season. So it's not like you have to, you know, put too much of your life involved in it. You know, it might be 3 months, 4 months, maybe some are 5 months. So you can take that 3 months, go somewhere, have fun, see new sights, meet new people from all over the world. And at the same time, because you're only going to be working, you know, 40 hours a week or whatever, like a normal job, if that at a seasonal job, in your free time, you could be working on setting up whatever it is you're going to do to make money and pay the bills when that job is over. So it kind of gives you a fun little cushion before you have to get back out in the real world, figure out how you're going to pay them bills. Anyway, that is my list. In the comment box below, please let me know if you got any other money making ideas that the people, the community could use to pay the bills, feed the kids, you know, and do all of that, survive after they've quit their job, left the rat race. These are just some I've came up with. I know there's many more out there. I know a lot of y'all are like way more knowledgeable on this topic than me. Please help your boy out. Help everybody watching this video out. In the comment box, let us know what you do. Let us know how you did it. So we all can like get free and live the life we want to live, and we ain't got to be shackled to a job or to a desk or you know, stuck in a cubicle. We can just be out living life, enjoying ourselves. Thank y'all for watching. Talk to y'all later.